Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. I want to talk about a new feature in Monster Legends really quickly. It's this new thing where you can pretty much make your own pack. In previous times, whenever we had monster offers, it was normally like one good monster and then two not so good monsters. Or we got lucky, it was like two good legendaries, but then the epic monster wasn't so good. Well, now things kind of changed. We basically get to pick whatever monster we want for our own pack. So for example, you can see that Cassia costs 249 gems, Will Razorface is 249 gems, then we have Avast who's 149 gems, or you can buy all three monsters for 519 gems, which is a pretty good deal. But you can also click on the little arrows, as I'm going to do right now, and Cassia turns into Lathe, which turns into Incognita, which turns into Aron. So there's 4 different light monsters to pick from. It's the same for dark monsters. We have Will, Scribe, Erebus, Vampira, and back to Will. For epics, we have Avast, Choradam, Punchy, and Nautilus-1. So we basically now have the option to pick just one monster, or we can construct a pack of 3 monsters and buy them for 519 gems, which I think is a pretty good offer. Now in the past, legendary monsters tended to cost 225 gems, and I've said this in previous videos, it appears that now 249 is the new 225. So the lowest any legendary monster is going to cost, it appears it's going to be 249. I'm not 100% sure on that, but recently every single legendary monster that's been released, they've been costing 249. So I think it's a safe assumption to make. However, once again, I'm not 100% sure that's the case. Anyways, the purpose of this video is just to share with you guys my opinion on which pack I think is the best. So I'm going to start off with talking about epic monsters. There's really only 2 epic monsters that are worth considering purchasing for this pack. The first of which is Nautilus-1. He is an amazing epic monster. A lot of people will say he's the best epic monster. And if you're in need of an epic attacker, he honestly might just be the best. Even as a denier, he has an AoE freeze. He's really good. The thing that makes this monster really good is that he has a skill that gives him up to 3 extra turns. That is insane. It might be a glitch, it might be fixed in the future, but as of yet it has yet to be fixed, and that's what makes him extremely good. You definitely want to get this monster. Another viable epic monster to purchase is Avast, who's immune to freeze, has an AoE freeze skill, he has a stun skill, he can give your team a 30% shield, and he has a 50% stamina drain skill. His skill set is really diverse and works great in multiple situations, and he's another monster you might want to consider purchasing. However, between Avast and Nautilus-1, I think most people would agree that your number 1 go-to monster would be Nautilus-1. So for this pack, make sure you purchase Nautilus-1. For dark monsters, it's a little more straightforward. Without a doubt, you should consider purchasing Will Razorface. Will Razorface is an overall great monster. He can be an attacker or he can be a denier. He's one of the few dark monsters to have an AoE stun skill, and currently, with the exception of Harusami, no dark monster is immune to stun. So if you have Will Razorface and you treat him as a denier, most of the time you're going to be denying all of the enemy monsters. So this would be the perfect opportunity to get your hands on Nautilus-1 and Will Razorface. And so next we have the light category, and there's only 2 monsters worth purchasing. The first of which is Lathe. Lathe for the longest time has been one of the best light legendary monsters because he's one of the best light attackers. For the most part, light monsters tend to be supportive, but Lathe on the other hand is an attacker. He has a light based attack that deals 80 damage, another one that deals 60 damage with 1 turn cooldown. He also has a skill that gives Reaper countdown, which makes the target enemy die in 3 turns, so that may be useful in certain wars. Overall, he's a really great light legendary attacker if you're needing one, and honestly for most team wars, you probably will be, because the dynamic of team wars is usually to run 1 deny monster and 1 attacker. So if it's ever team wars like light and water, water takes care of the deny. Light and dark, dark also takes care of denial. Light and earth, once again the earth monster can be the denier, and in this case the Reaper countdown, if the enemy has orals on defense, that could really come in handy. So this pack you see before you, Lathe, Will Razorface, and Nautilus-1, for 519 gems, that is a really great offer. If you have the gems, you should definitely consider purchasing this pack right here. The other light monster you might want to consider purchasing is Incognita. Incognita is great. She's a light monster with immune to possession, which means in team wars involving dark and light or dark and magic, she can quite possibly become your go-to light monster, especially in magic and light wars. Because for magic, a lot of people will tend to run Egg Eater, and Egg Eater can burn and blind you or AoE possession you, while Incognita doesn't need to worry about possession. But in case you are burned and blinded, in case your whole team is burned and blinded, Incognita would actually be able to remove those debuffs from your team, so she can really come in handy. But anyways, one cool thing about Incognita is that she can realistically be an attacker or a supporter. You get to choose how you want to build her. Me personally, I like to use her as a supporter, and she specifically shines for me in player versus player or dungeons. Dungeons, as you very well may know, can be pretty boring to do constantly, so what I like to do, I pair Incognita up with an attacker, someone that has a 45 damage AoE. My Incognita is faster, and then Incognita will give double damage and increased accuracy to my attacker. My attacker does the 45 damage AoE, and because of all the damage my attacker is going to be dealing, I normally clear dungeons really fast. So I love using Incognita for dungeons. I also love to use her in my PvP team. And then like I already mentioned, for something like Team Wars, if it's dark or light or magic and light, she can really be usable. In other scenarios, she can also be usable, but it really depends just how you build her. So Incognita is another light monster you might want to pick up. So you have to decide between Lathe or Incognita. If it was up to me, I think I would go with Incognita, Will Razorface, Nautilus-1 for 519 gems. This is a really good deal. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed enjoyed this little quick video about the make your own pack. I think it's a really great thing, and I hope we continue to get these offers in the future.